Welcome to another episode of the Thought Leader Show. My name's Ryan Perry, and I have my co-host, I always do it backwards, Stephen Jones with me today.
Hey, how are you doing? Um, I am really excited about this episode. I'm really excited about this guest. This individual I have known for probably almost 20 years. And I don't know if you're sitting down, but you want to make sure you're sitting down for this one. If you've got seat belts, strap them in. You want to make sure you're good and secure for this one. Um, Marketing guru has been mentioned in the terms with this gentleman. Marketing strategist has been mentioned in the terms with this gentleman. But he lives in Pennsylvania, relatively close to Philly. He's known as a problem solver, works in the healthcare industry right now. Main thing is he's a dot connector. He likes to connect good people with good people, and he is well known in his sphere for connecting people. So, welcome, Andy Greider.
Thank you, Stephen. Very, very nice to be here. Thanks, Ryan.
Definitely glad to have you here, and
Absolutely.
looking forward to this conversation.
Likewise.
Mm. There's always good insight. So, let's kick it off with a little bit of entrepreneurship talk. Tell us about entrepreneurship.
Well, it's funny. I think the pandemic really opened up entrepreneurship for a lot of people. A lot of people that were trapped in jobs they didn't necessarily love. They got to kind of reassess where they were at. So I think we're seeing a lot more of entrepreneurship out there. I think that there are a lot more people that are able to take that chance, Stephen, and jump out and go do things. There are a whole bevy of tools and other resources that AI has made available, that just the general social media scene has made available. As you well know, as marketers, both of you, there's a lot of things, including these podcasts and vcasts, that make a huge difference in what a business can do and how they can get themselves out there. So I think
Mhm.
entrepreneurship is something that's really exploded, and it's been a lot of fun to watch over the last 3.5, 4 years.
And growing up, that wasn't even a word. When I was in school, there was no one that ever said, I want to be an entrepreneur. So
Right?
I feel like it's a relatively new term still.
It,
I,
it
I
is, and
I've
I
learned
think
to.
it's.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I think it's redefining itself as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship has really taken on a whole new series of meanings too. So yeah, it's evolving.
yeah,
Hmm.
definitely. I mean, especially as technology, it just keeps on dropping and dropping as far as capabilities. It's amazing because, just being able to do this, 10, 15 years ago, you had to know somebody at ABC, NBC, CBS, wherever it might be, in order to get this type of visibility. And then obviously with
Hmm.
video and YouTube and just, I mean, come on, what you can do with just this these days is astounding.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
And that means your good information will be spread far and wide, and if you've got bad information, it's spread far and wide. So I feel like those that really have, and that's kind of the point of our show, is like people that have like great insight, great background and history and knowledge and perspective. Like we want to share that information like wildfire. So.
Well, and I think it's tremendously important, Stephen, to remember for all of the listeners that what you do branding wise is pretty much irreversible these days. As you
Mhm.
said, good and bad go out, but they also stay out.
Right.
And
Mhm.
that's the other problem for a lot of folks. I have seen that blow up on people when they leave a company and they make a big stink online about leaving, and then they're surprised they can't pick up another job. Or
Like we
they
Googled you,
go out in
we saw that
entrepreneurship and
post you made.
well, or
Yeah.
or they go out into the entrepreneurship world and they realize that some of the people that they alerted to their acrimony and disdain are the community members they want to serve, and that doesn't always work out well. So, I mean, I think that's another thing for folks that do want to be entrepreneurs. It's about the vision. It's about understanding how to. There's a guest coming up on the VCast that I run named Doreen Rivers. Dr. Rivers wrote a book called Brain to Bank, and it's something I recommend for any entrepreneurs out there. It's a fantastic how-to guide of all the inner workings of setting up a business, all the stuff that I missed the first 10 or 12 times I did it. So,
Mm.
and it's an easy reading too.
When did it like really resonate with you that you didn't want to be an employee and work in an office, or like when for you was it kind of like, I think I want to do this business ownership thing?
Probably 1994. Honestly, I'd been working for AT&T Lucent, and in
Mm.
one fell swoop, they closed the entire division I was in after I transferred to Atlanta.
Mm.
And it was a life-changing event, and what turned out to be very positive ways. But at the time, I just realized I wasn't cut out for working in that environment anymore. I've gone back to working with it consultant wise here and there, but even then, largely most of what I do is in different realms than working with the corporate world. In healthcare, that's a little different, but that's what I have my business partners for, as well. They're much
Mm.
better in the boardroom than I am. So, um,
Mm.
but I think that was really the defining moment. And then, I think the other thing that's really important is just sticking to things, finding things you love to do and sticking to them.
Isn't that the
And
truth?
figuring out how to make them work, because nothing that path to success is never a straight line. And in entrepreneurship, that's even truer, because you don't have all the safety nets around you. You don't have all the extra pieces. Making sure that everybody in your world is on the same page, whether that's your wife, partner, your friends, whoever, that they know what you're up to and they're going to be supportive too. That helps a lot.
Mhm. I've seen that a lot in my world where people are trying to do something just because it's good money, and it's like you're not going to be able to stick with it because if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to do the 10-hour days and the 12-hour days or maybe a 14-hour day that you might have to do, and you're not going to want to go that extra mile if you don't love it. You got to have passion
Right.
around it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And obviously, it's still got to be something that can make you money. But these days, because of what we talked
mhm,
about earlier, social media, AI, etc., there's a lot of things that can make you money now that didn't used to be able to make you money. So
Hmm.
mhm. Hey, you grew up in the pet rock days, so
I
anything can
did.
make you money.
The Chia
If you can sell
Pet,
a pet rock,
the Pet Rock, the
Chia
Slinky,
Pet.
you know,
Hmm.
all of those. I'm older than
Somebody
dirt,
became a
Stephen. Thanks
millionaire,
for pointing that out.
and someone just had a birthday too. So happy birthday!
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you and I talk a lot about connecting, networking, or connecting versus networking. Share with us a little bit about that.
So I think there's a lot of people that are told go out and build your network, and that's good advice in a lot of ways. But the best way to build a network is to help other people and be altruistically um, kind and reasonable about how you share the people you know. You might only know 5 people or 10 people or 20 people to start, but if you're looking to connect them with other people that you know, or connect them with resources, or even just sending articles that are in their field and things like that, it goes way beyond the networking. Let me hand out my card. Let me do this, do that. There's a whole um, litany of things that you can do around how you make the introductions, how you connect people. I love using video. I love using Loom. That's the tool I use. But you can use. There's dozens of them out there. There's plenty of them that just work right on your phone. That don't even. I mean, Loom does too, but you can just use your phone. You don't even have to use a laptop anymore to send the videos. Heck, I think you can even do it just on LinkedIn's own video feed within their messaging app. You can now send a video, not just an attachment. So there's a
Hmm.
lot of times I do that because it's really hard to misread a video. You can misread an email, you can misread a text, you can misunderstand something. But if you spend 60, 90, 120 seconds introducing two people and telling them what you see, which is also really important, tell them what you see. And again, you go so far beyond the, hey, Stephen, here's my business card, call me someday. Hey, Stephen, I think I can introduce you to Ryan, who does these incredible video podcasts. And I think the two of you could work together. There are a lot of your clients could really benefit from that. You can probably do something like this. Hey, Ryan, Stephen's been a friend of mine for 20 plus years, and he's somebody that's got mad skills when it comes to marketing and branding and helping small businesses thrive. And you guys will probably find some synergy there. It's that kind of thing. And then the other big key about the connecting is once you make the introduction, ask them to tell you how things went. Let me know how this went, and let me know if there's anything else I can do. Those are also very key because they keep you in the loop. They let you find out if you did make a mistake in the intro. Sometimes things look really good on paper, kind of like a merger and acquisition. They look great on paper, and in practice, they just don't work. And I'll end on this. I think it's also really important to factor in personalities when you make introductions. So again, knowing somebody well beyond the networking realm of I have your business card and I know what you do, to I know who you are, what makes you tick, what hobbies you have, what things might not work for you, and what types of things might be a trigger for you. Then you can avoid making those introductions as well, and make sure they're solid and strong introductions. So again, about connecting, I just think it's a whole different level, and it's an important level for a lot of people to take that goes way beyond networking.
Yeah. And you talked about connecting at a different level, and you brought up Loom for people that are not familiar with Loom, because very rarely do I ever get video introductions or, just video engagement. So can you share with people what Loom is and how
Sure.
you use it personally to kind of set yourself apart?
Yeah, I'm glad to do that. Loom can send me the check later. But I mean, Loom's really easy. It's an app that you can either run on your phone or on your laptop or your tablet. It opens up your camera and allows you to send a video to someone. You can tag it with keywords. It'll even write your own subject line or your own starter line. You can send it right out of Loom to the 2 parties or 3 parties or whoever it is you're introducing. Of course, if you're doing it by email, you can also just add attachments to it and other things like that. There's all sorts of really nice things that can happen within Loom. Loom just added templates too, so you can actually go in if there's a series of links that you often add to an email, you can have them automatically added, and then as you need to, you can just delete them if they don't apply to that introduction or that email send. I also use it for thank yous. If there's an event that I get to do like this, or I get to go speak at, or there's just been a really good meeting of some sort. We just did a group the other day that I felt like it was really appropriate to get them a thank you afterwards, because they went way above and beyond in their prep for the meeting. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that for each of the team members and send it out, and they were blown away. Because again, like you said, Ryan, not that many people do them. So you're still fairly unique when you do. And especially if you just learn to harness how it works. It's simple, and it's I think it's about $15 a month on the month-to-month. It's not expensive.
Think about how forgotten an email is, or how quickly forgotten a text message is as a thank you. But when you take the time, the 2 minutes to do a recording and give something in earnest that's specific, that's cool. I like that.
Well, and Stephen, to that point, I think it's also really important to remember that you see facial expressions. You pick up on voice intonation and things like that. In a text, people abbreviate 90% of what they type, and it makes it feel very inauthentic in a lot of cases. It's very rushed. It's very, just kind of there at best. And it can feel very impersonal. With a video, you never have to worry about that. I mean, the only thing I worry about as a video is do I look really tired right now, because I am. That kind of thing. At the end of the day, I'm popping
bags under my eyes.
Get those bags under the eyes. And anyway, yeah.
That's cool. Well, we have about another minute left.
Okay.
Show everybody that beautiful artwork behind you.
Oh, well. There's Mr. Garcia. That's a wire wrap of Garcia that my wife got me literally 3 months into our relationship, as not even boyfriend, girlfriend yet. We were just dating barely. And she knew that was a birthday present probably 12 years ago, something like that.
And so, do you have it framed directly behind your head for a reason?
Not intentionally, no. It just happens to sit there. It actually does sort of give me a little bit of hair, though. Just a little bit.
I like it.
Hey, best kept secret. This is a solar panel, so
That's where you get your energy from.
Exactly.
Well, thank you,
Absolutely.
Andy. We really appreciate you coming on our show and thinking and for taking the time to talk with us and to talk with the audience. So we really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it was a pleasure meeting
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Andy. That was fantastic information. We appreciate the insight, appreciate the knowledge and your wisdom. So thank you so much for that and your time. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, listeners. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Have a great rest of your day.